Right. Now we're back to day 9. Ladies and gentlemen, day 9, May 17th, which is day 9. And this is our calendar for day 9. So let's go back into the repo. Let's close day 8 and let's go to day 9 and open day 9. Now, in day 9, the first thing you're going to see is you're going to see the module. If you click on the module, this is the notes that were discussed in the class, right? Now, what did we discuss in this class? Right? We have a whole video. What we do, you can watch the video, but basically, we introduce directories, files, the file system, and inodes, right? This is the whole agenda of that class on that particular day. Now, you can go in the README file if you want to challenge yourself, which is the saying, okay, module 2, Linux, day 9. We looked at so many different things, right? You got 27 things to think about, but all you have to do is understanding the Linux file system. So always read the objective, understand the Linux file structure, right? Answer the following questions from the class notes. Now, if you read this first and you don't understand this, don't go on further. Just go to the solution, and here's the solution. What is a file system? What's a root directory? What is called a hierarchical file system? What is the purpose of directories? And then you have a root file system which has boot, home, etc. And understanding the Linux users. You have a root user, you have a regular user who is a sudo user. We use the pound for root and dollar for the regular users. We then installed a tree command, right? And we were able to look in using the tree command, which we are actually going to do a little bit of the following day. We discuss about the file system, the ls command, ls-l. You get a list of the contents inside a directory, ls-ld, which would be for file and a directory. And then you can pretty much just kind of graze through this one. And the whole file system is going to be pretty much composed of about 19 files, right? Which in which Linux organizes itself. And we're going to learn about all of these directories and files. We talked about absolute path and relative path, right? What is absolute path? What is relative path? Okay. And we have a whole section, very nice picture that helps you understand that. What is that picture, right? This tells you who is the root, who are the regular users, who are sudo. So as your file system, let's keep on going. We have a Linux file system structure that shows you what happens when you look for a file. You have a logical system that organizes it like this way. Then you have a virtual file system that takes that information and puts it on a block. Here's the whole logical file system for the tree, how it works. We've given you a little simple breakdown just to understand this. Then we looked at the ls command, ls-l, ls-ld, ls-al, ls-ll, and we have introduced the concept of inodes, right? That data is basically divided into two. You can look at this slide, and I'm not going to go into that because we have discussed that, but you should be able to understand simply what are inodes. And I've explained inodes in a very nice pictorial. All you have to do is follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll see what's happening. So if you type this in your terminal, this is how Linux is going to handle this. So I've made that for easy for you to understand. Some more about inodes. You don't have to worry about this slide here. Then we again introduce the inodes. What they're doing, you put in a file name cat report.txt. What happens? And this is the whole process of how you have metadata as well as you have information that is contained within a file, the content of the file and the data about that file, right? So keep on going, kind of give you a snapshot of all the different file system, all the file directories that are in under the root directory, as you can see. And then we talked about absolute path versus relative path. That if you started out at the very top, right? If you started out at the very top from right here, right? If you started out from the very top and you followed this path by going CD and you came to home, right? And then you can actually see a couple of users in your directory, um, and you can move down here. You can move from one directory to another directory using CD, right? CD home, and that will take you to home. Then, if you want to go see what's, if you want to see what's listed here, you can just ls, right? Hyphen L. If you are in which directory, when you're already in the home directory, right? You must be in the home directory to be able to see what's inside the directory. Once you're able to see that, then you can actually again CD and go and see what's inside the Nadeem directory. So if you CD into that, you'll be able to see these. In order to see something, always use ls. And so ls allows you to do a listing, basically allowing you to see what's inside here. And so you have two ways to do this. You can start from the top, keep on, driving your car through each folder, and you get to the end. And if you happen to be at somewhere in the middle of your journey, you can go up by doing cd dot dot and then moving on to the next folder. So we have talked about this, and we're going to practice more, but this is what we wanted to share. And so you can just look at the solution README file, and the solution README file is going to um, walk you through everything that we discussed that day about in the class. So a lot of notes, but if you think that this is a lot of information, I would like to tell you that you don't need to worry. This is an opening introduction, giving you some idea of what Linux is, but we are going to break it all down one by one. We're going to learn each one of these things. So don't be concerned. All you have to do is understand about the file system, understand directories, understand files, use the touch command, the mkdir command, ls command, cd command, pwd command. 5 commands, you got it done. So what are those 5 commands you should learn and practice? You have cd, which is change directory, ls, and you can add a flag to ls, have an L. Then you have pwd command, right? You have touch command if you want to create a file, like file 1. You have mkdir minus p. And we said p stands for parent. And you can make something called dev, right? And that will create a directory called dev, right? And so we have learned about this. And prior to this, we have learned a few of the commands like update, uptime command, date command, right? We have done host name CTL. We learned a bunch of 13 commands on day one. We are going to go forward and learn and master these commands. So you haven't been given a lot of homework yet. We are just setting things up to make you aware of what you need to do. I hope you understand this. I hope you're not going to panic. If you don't understand everything up to this point, that is fine. Let's keep moving forward because we are going to take a deep dive into all of this very soon. Well, thank you very much and see you in the next class.